to the guys that are like, let me come pick you up and let's go to dinner so I can get to know you, not let me come over so I can get to know your.
Oh my god, he's not following any girls on Instagram. He's such a catch. Girl, it's almost 2026. These dusty boys have evolved, okay? Check your Snap score. They're not adding these girls on Instagram. They're adding them all on Snap because we can't see that. Don't fall for it. Check your Snap score. Is over 400k? Does he save everything you send him on Snap? When you call him, is it always on Do Not Disturb his phone? These are all signs of the new and improved dusty loser guys, okay? They've evolved. They're not adding girls on Instagram because we can see that. Just don't fall for it. 2026, don't fall for this, all right? Just think about yourself. Don't worry about these guys. Block them all, I swear. They're just trying to bring you down.
I do not think men realize or understand how much effort and energy and preparation a woman will go through before seeing a man. Like everything shower, brushing our teeth 5 times, skincare, sometimes a full face of makeup, sometimes not. A natural look is fine too. And then a man cancels on the girl. Like, do y'all not care? Like, women will go through so much before seeing a man just to get canceled on. And I tell myself if that happens to me, okay, I did an everything shower for myself. I'm extra clean. My face is glowing. But it's so irritating. And I think this is one of the reasons why there's a male lonely epidemic. Stop making plans with women if you have no intention of actually going through with the plans. Women go through a lot of before seeing a man. Like, a lot of us are not like bums and lazy. Like, we make sure our whole body smells like vanilla and coconut. Like, hello?
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Women get furious when you move on and stop wasting your time in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
What are single men doing? And where y'all at? I'm a homebody through and through. There's nothing more that I love a night on the couch, chilling, hanging at home. But as a single person, I like to put myself out there. I like to try new things. It's stimulating for me, right? A new restaurant, a new activity, a new hobby or something. And every time I do, everywhere I go, it's like overwhelmingly just single women or couples, or if there are guys there, they're usually in relationships or they're married. Where are the single men? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing all day? If there are any single men out here wondering where they can meet women, literally pick a hobby and go do it. And I guarantee you there will be nothing but women there, okay? Somebody tell me, are single men okay? Are y'all okay? Where y'all at?
You should be enjoying yourself as a single woman when you go out and you have fun and you're making experiences, whether it's with your friends or by yourself, right? Solo dates and stuff like that. Why are you worried about the men, the single men? Oh, because you're looking for a guy, but guys aren't checking for you. And when you go out, you see couples, but there's something that she's overlooking. All the men I see are in relationships. They're with women. Yeah, they've been with those women. They've been with them. The men on the other side have tried to be in their shoes or in that position. It didn't work out, so now they're chilling. So funny that you were chilling before. Now you don't want to chill, and the guys are being chill. So now that you're ready, the men must step up to the plate. Nah, there's a leader and a follower. So you weren't following a man to a committed relationship. Rather, you wanted to be out here. Now that you're ready, the men must be ready for you. It's not how that works. This is why they get frustrated when you just take your ball and leave the playground, because it's like, damn, it's a missed opportunity. And they might be at a point in their life where they don't know when another dude's going to come back around. Always respect yourself. This is what they're left to deal with. Let's get the next one.
Hey baddies, today we're talking about why he probably stopped liking you after you let him crack. This is a hard one, but wipe those tears away because we are going to get into the psychology of a man's brain today, which is actually way more simple than you might think. I've been there, done that. I've let a man crack and then he didn't like me after, and I was like, wait, I gave you everything you wanted. Like, why don't you like me? And that was exactly the problem, because I gave him everything he wanted. In a woman's brain, I feel like it is very easy to think that if you give a man what he wants, which is letting you sleep with him, he will like you more. That makes sense to us. And that makes sense to him too, but he doesn't actually know what's going on in his brain. So we're going to get into why it seems like he doesn't like you anymore after you let him crack. So before he cracks, his brain is in chase mode. That means his dopamine, the little happy drug in his head, is bouncing off the walls. Every time you text him, dopamine hit. Every time you give him a little bit of attention, dopamine hit. Him wondering, what is she doing right now? Like, I wonder why she's not in my bed. I wonder why she's not texting me. All of those thoughts are keeping him in the dopamine loop, which is keeping him chasing you, which is keeping him liking you, and keeping him excited. So when you actually let him crack too early on, when he's in the midst of the dopamine loop, his brain goes into one massive dopamine explosion, and right after that, he crashes. Bye-bye dopamine. His testosterone drops, his prolactin rises, and the reward signal shuts off. So that obsession that he had with you, or that liking that he had with you, literally can disappear because you let him crack too early in the midst of his dopamine loop. It's literally like eating cake before dinner. He ate the cake, and then he's not hungry for dinner anymore. Like, you already gave him everything he wanted. It's opening a Christmas present before Christmas. You're not going to be excited on Christmas. So even to him, he might not understand why he stops liking you after this, but it's because the dopamine crash that he has in his head makes him feel like, wait, I don't feel the same as I did before this happened. I must not like her anymore. And it's not that he stopped liking you. His brain just moved on from chase mode to chill mode because he got the thing he wanted. Think about like a dog. They're going to be like, oh, I'm going to do all these tricks for you so you can give me my treat. Oh, you gave me my treat? Okay, I'm not going to do any more tricks. Thank you for my treat. I'm eating it now. So when you let him chase, you're feeding that dopamine loop. And the longer it runs, the more emotionally attached he gets. And the more emotionally attached he gets, the more likely he will stay after you do let him crack. Bottom line, every time I've made a man wait, they're like, I respect you so much for this, and also I like you so much more, and also this feels so much deeper and better. And I'm like, oh god, you're so stupid. But yeah, bottom line, that's true. He will feel way better too, ladies, after he doesn't leave you. I hope the psychology can put things into perspective for you, because it's not that he stopped liking you, it's literally that he ran out of dopamine. It's very counterintuitive to play the game this way, but it's so much more rewarding in the end, I promise you. Remember, your body is a temple. You need to value yourself. I love you guys. Stay sexy, amazing, and stay smart.
See, men are going to see you for what you're actually worth. And when you show a man that you're only worth having sex with, that's where he's going to leave it. Especially a man who's attractive, who's confident within himself, and that is used to this, is used to a woman liking him enough to give it up to him. I remember this one time in particular, right? This one chick that was in my house, and she asked if she could wash the dishes in my sink, because at that time I had a lot of dishes in my sink. I'm working doubles in a restaurant and stuff. So I'm like, hell no. And I remember I took it as disrespect. See, back then I wasn't vetting. I wasn't seeing if a woman was worth more than just having sex with. I was just trying to have sex. I didn't really look for stuff like that. Now that I'm older and more established, that's what I'm looking for more than the sex, if that makes sense. So at that time, I'm looking at her like, you're disrespecting me. You want to clean my place like I can't do it myself? I only want to bang you right now. When a man is younger, that's what he's thinking. He's not even worried about all of that stuff. He's not worried about that. He's worried about getting it on with you. But you're not vetting him to see if he's looking for those things, because that's all you have to offer. It's just sex. That's all you have to offer. If you offered more than that, you would be looking for a guy to put you in position, ask you to do certain things, actually instruct you to do things. But you're not worried about that. You're not worried about that. And that's exactly why you ran across a guy who you gave it up to. And that's all it was. But the reason why they're mad when you move on, especially after they give it up to you, is because they're like, damn, I feel low about myself. I have low self-worth because after the sex, he just bounced. But here's the thing. A man doesn't get rid of a woman that can't be replaced. I'm going to repeat. A man doesn't get rid of a woman that can't be replaced. He just doesn't. She brings so much to the table that he's like, damn, if I, try to roll the dice with somebody else, it might not go this same way. Then there's some guys who would just scrap a situation altogether. But if a man's going to keep you around, it's because you're worth more than sex. It's not all of this stuff that she was saying, and now he got what he wanted and he's out. No, you weren't even checking to see. See, the funniest thing is they never pay attention to the guys that want to do the right thing. The guys that are looking beyond sex. These guys are lame. They're whack. I'm going to wait around to get with one of those guys when I'm done having my fun. They want to convert the guys who they're highly attracted to into these guys. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. So when a man gets rid of you after having sex with you, it's because that's all you're worth to begin with. Let's get the next one.
Tell me why this guy invited me on a date, and when we were confirming everything this morning, he said to me, "Can you pay and I will e-transfer you the money?" We're in Canada up here. We don't have Zelle. We don't have Venmo. We do e-transfer. So this guy's been pursuing me for a while. But, you know, I've been in a relationship, or I was just not interested, or whatever. And he finally convinced me to go out with him. And I started actually looking forward to it. I was like, you know what? He looks like he's really funny. He seems really funny. He seems really nice. I'm enjoying the conversation, all that good stuff. So I started to look forward to it. We planned the day. We're going to go to this really nice restaurant that's down the street that I've never been to. It's got great drinks. It's got great food, all that stuff. I'm actually like really pumped. And today he's like, "Hey, are we still on for tonight?" I was like, "Absolutely." Then this man proceeds to say, "I lost my wallet. Do you mind paying for it? And I will e-transfer you the money." Now, first of all, sir, you don't have Apple Pay. You don't have another method of payment you could use. Nothing. Also, if you lost your wallet, how are you doing anything in life right now? Like, how are you getting gas? How are you, like, paying for anything? I personally think that the man pays for the first day, and especially if you invited me on the first date, you should be paying. And I've also heard these horror stories about women who get asked onto dates and the man like buys all kinds of shit and says he'll be right back and then like leaves, or says he'll pay her back and he doesn't, all that kind of stuff. And I am not about that life. So I couldn't really tell if he's just trying to get a free meal. I don't know. I was honestly disappointed because, you know, if things went well, I had some spicy cubes back at home, I was gonna pop, you know? It's unfortunate. So I said, "Nope, once you find your wallet, we can go on a date." And he was like, "Damn. Yeah. Damn."
This clip is funny because on the flip side, right? She's a woman, but as a man, you're going through this same experience. You're taking a woman on a date. You're hoping that she's going to pay you back with affection. Nowadays, not so much, but men, the way things just naturally are, men are willing to take the risk. She's like, "I'm not taking any risk at all." Her mind instantly went to, well, how are you going to pay for this? And how are you doing life without your wallet? And this guy is obviously testing her because she played him to the left. Now she's giving him a chance. And he's like, let me see if she's actually interested in me. And you know how you can tell she's not? Because if she really wanted to get with him, she's talking all of this nonsense. Well, if we did go on the date and he paid, we were going to do this after. No, you weren't. Because if you were going to do that and you really wanted to sleep with bro, you would have just paid for it and let him reimburse you. Ask me how I know. Because I've dealt with a bunch of women that actually like me.
He's ghosted you, he's friend zoned you, or he's decided that he's just not that into you, either ever or anymore. And a lot of times as women, we want to make it personal. We want to make it mean something about us. That our body image is not to the standard that he desires, that we don't look the way that he wants us to look, that we're not intellectually stimulating enough. And we ultimately make it about our worth. I'm not worthy enough for him. Something must be wrong with me. And I used to believe this to be true. This was a huge wound that I had to work through. I noticed that every time I would come across the man and I was too much for him, he either ghosted me or he let me know that it was better off that we would just be friends. So a man that has insecurities or doesn't feel worthy or has self-esteem issues, his nervous system is not used to a woman that is so confident in herself, that is so sure in herself, that knows what she wants, that speaks her truth, that is embodied, that has a business. That poses as a threat to his nervous system if he is not used to a healthy, whole, healed, confident, present woman. If he still holds wounds, mother wounds, father wounds, it is likely that my healed embodiment is going to trigger the status quo or his homeostatic function of his nervous system. He's going to be like, whoa, this is either too good to be true, or this is too much, or I don't think I can handle this. He's going to flee the scene, ghosting you, friend zoning you, or telling you that he's just not that into you. And recently this showed up in a man that I was dating who told me, I think about you often and I dream about what life would be like if we were together. However, I know that I'm still too much of a mess. I haven't done the level of work that you have, that I don't think I could be the man that you deserve and that you desire. And knowing him, I was like, Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay, so men are gonna typically think that this type of woman is overbearing, annoying, just asking for too much, entitled, etc. But she's doing all of this stuff to make it seem like, you know, it's not me, it's them. Why can't you just accept that it's you? He doesn't want you. He moved on from you, because this agitates them. Because they have to sit down with themselves and say, what about me is it that this man doesn't like? What is it? They're never going to gain clarity because they're never going to face the problem head on. And if a man's telling you that you're too much, if you're used to men telling you that you're being too much, women tend to take the stance of the right man is going to think I'm enough. Well, I mean, you could look at it that way, but no, if you keep running into this problem, chances are you are too much. He told her, right? So this is the funniest part. He told her that, you deserve better. And she never stopped to think, oh my God, that's the same nonsense that we tell men when we're just not that interested. Okay, he's just not that interested in me. I find that very funny that he tried to let her down easy. And she's like, yeah, you know what? I do deserve more. And, knowing him, he ain't man enough for me. Why would you even be dealing with him in the first place? It says everything about you. It doesn't say anything about him. Let's get the next one.
I have beef with the beauty industry. Because can somebody explain to me why I just spent $126 to get the bare minimum? Like, I just had to replace a few things. I got a setting spray, a mascara, because mine's almost dried out, eyelash glue, a purse, because the strap on mine broke, and a t-shirt, because it was cute and on sale. So maybe I didn't need that, and toilet paper. 6 items. 6 items, and I spent over $100.
She said I have beef with the beauty industry. It's actually funny. Recently, it came yesterday. She spent $126 on nothing, on nonsense, on feel-good products, right? Because once again, they're the consumers. So I bought this wide grip pull-up bar, and it's a dip bar on it too. It cost exactly $126. This is going to last me. This is going to last me. I'm going to have so much fun with this. I posted on my Instagram this morning. Worked out this morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, having so much fun with this thing. She spent money on things that she's going to need to buy again and again and again and again that do nothing for her, that just inflate her ego. That's it. See, you know why they don't like it when you move on? You're a missed opportunity. You're a missed opportunity. This is why they need men to make money and have all of this stuff, because they need it for that. They don't like doing this by themselves. They don't. Men are waking up to this every day. They're not sucker for loves. They're not spending money on this stuff. They're not. When you ever ask yourself, why is a woman complaining about a guy going away when she wasn't interested in him like that in the first place? Because it doesn't make any sense. You know why? Because those men will foot the bill. But when a man wakes up and realizes that I'm worth something, I don't need to chase this person around, missed opportunity. He's not a gump. I can't take advantage of him. He's not going to be paying for this. Damn, I'm going to have to come out of pocket myself. This is all subconscious, even if it's not in the front. Think about it. When a man she's not really that interested in goes away. I posted a clip yesterday, and the chick's like, I went on 7 dates with this dude, and it went nowhere. And you can tell she's kind of like thinking about it. What's going on here? Why would she even be thinking about that if she's not interested in him? The dates stop. The nonsense stops. The free entertainment stops. Him dancing like a monkey stops. Do not, I repeat, do not buy into this delusion that you can buy a woman's affection. You can't. Let them do it. Let them do it. Because instead of you wasting your money, this is actually what they fought for. As a matter of fact, let's watch this next clip.
I'm so tired of being independent and strong. I'm stressed. My cat has a UTI, and I just miss having a partner who I can call, whose shoulder I can cry on, who can tell me everything's gonna be fine. Not even my most recent ex. I literally just saw a skater and I was fucking triggered, but sometimes it just gets tiring. I know I can do everything on my own, but I don't really fucking want to, you know?
So is it really about the man's money? Because you can see they don't like it when a man takes his attention or his resources away from them because they can't benefit off of that. But let's pay attention to this clip. You can do for yourself, yet you still have a problem with it. And she's portraying a man's presence as the most important thing as opposed to the money. So which one is more important? Because it's like I tell you all the time, a man should be productive. A man should be a problem solver. He should be a builder, right? He should have knowledge. He should make money. I'm not saying dude should be broke out here. He should be a stand-up dude. But at the same time, it seems to me, like I say too, a man's presence, a man who can provide, protect, who's confident and all of that stuff. I seen a comment on the Clips channel, and it was like, the one thing I like about this channel is you're not like the other guys preaching how a man must be a provider. You tell men to protect themselves and only do for a woman that is going to do for you as well. Exactly. Miss us with all of this provider nonsense. A man's supposed to make money. A woman should make money. Now, if she earns being stay at home and all of this stuff, that's one thing. But just thinking that, you know, men must provide. Well, what is he getting in return? What is he getting in return? And he's going to have to get something. No. A man's presence is worth something. Money is one thing, but when we're talking about a man, it's worth something. And that's why men should build themselves up. Build yourself up because you have worth. Woman talking about, oh, I want this and I want that. It doesn't make, no. A lot of it is meaningless. As I showed you with that clip before the last one, it's meaningless. You have worth as a man. And I don't care what they're going to say, because in times where they're alone, like you just saw in this one, the truth comes out. And this is another thing I want to say in this video to close it off. Guys, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Whether it's fitness, whether it's your portfolio, whether it's real estate, whatever it is, guys, invest in yourself and watch it grow. Do not invest in a woman who has nothing to invest in you, because they're the consumers. I'm going to keep saying this. They're the consumers. Rather, we would make money off of the things that they consume. You will lose money off of funding what they consume. Always remember that. So this was Women Get Furious When You Move On and Stop Wasting Time in Modern Dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Is anybody else just tired? Like, I'm tired of being an adult. I'm tired of being a responsible adult. Like, I'm tired of getting up and clocking in for work. I'm tired of having to pay these bills. Like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. Like, this is not what adulting should be. I just want to go do ratchet shit with my friends. I want to go travel. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm about this close to start shaking ass and selling feet pics. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being responsible. It's not getting you anything. Like, you're not winning any medals. Like, it's just constant. Next week is rent. I just paid rent. I swear to you, it seems like every time I blink, it's time to pay rent again. I'm tired. Being an adult, being a responsible adult, it's for the birds. Like, it's for the birds. This ain't it.
Let's talk about why men typically have more money in investments and savings than women. I think if you think about what men talk about in their friend groups versus women, is about stocks, what they're investing in, what long-term goals they have. What women typically talk about is what are they buying, what beauty products are they purchasing. It's all short-term and it's all decreasing our wealth, whereas men sit around and have conversations about things that are increasing their wealth. And I think it's something that we should consider as women as we look to become more financially educated. What are the conversations we're having to make us successful?